But tonight I thought I'd start up. Normally on Heads Up, we are giving you tomorrow's headlines tonight. But I want to share with you now a story that won't be in the headlines tomorrow, that has not been in the headlines over the past few days, and I'm hoping might actually make its way into the headlines in the coming weeks. It certainly should. You know what happens when the media reports on climate change? If there is a new record maximum temperature in Marble Bar or Burke or up in the Gulf country, and the maximum is exceeded by 0.1 of a degree sometime, it becomes front page news in some of the newspapers, it becomes a lead story on ABC radio and all of that. But when it comes to the serious science of climate change, sometimes stories get a little bit less attention. There's been quite a dramatic paper released by some of the world's leading climate scientists. It was published just 2 weeks ago in Nature Geoscience magazine. I'll show you the headline here. If you look at the magazine in question, Causes of Difference in Model and Satellite Tropospheric Warming Rates. Now, this lead author here, you can see is Ben Santer, but those other listed authors are very prominent climate scientists from around the world, including famous Michael Mann, the originator of the hockey stick. So these are serious climate scientists. And let's have a look at what they've had to say when they've been comparing climate science actuality, real readings of temperatures, against their climate science modelling. And it says, over most of the early 21st century, however, modelled tropospheric warming is substantially larger than observed. Warming rate differences are generally outside the range of trends arising from internal variability. Now, this is where we get to this idea of a global warming pause. What they're saying there is that the warming they have on their graphs, on their predictions under their modelling, is much higher than the warming that has actually occurred. And they're saying that that difference in the warming is not explained by natural variations. It means there's a problem with their modelling. Have a look at the final sentence of their abstract. It says, we conclude that model overestimation of tropospheric warming in the early 21st century is partly due to systemic deficiencies in some of the post-2000 external forcings used in the model simulations. What they are saying there is that their models are wrong. Their models predicting very steep, very catastrophic global warming in the first part of this century are wrong. And they don't really know why. This is a very significant story when you consider the debate about a global warming pause and just how dramatic the effects are going to be, how catastrophic global warming is going to be. And these level of scientists, who are all committed to the science of global warming, are not sceptics at all, admitting this, admitting that the modelling far exaggerates the warming compared to what we've seen. It's a very, very dramatic scientific paper. It is causing a lot of stir in climate science circles at the moment. It should be in our newspapers. We should be hearing more about it in public debate. These people are not saying there's no global warming. Far from it. These people say it's a very serious problem. But they are saying that the scientists are absolutely baffled as to why their models are not reflecting what's happening in reality. Or rather, the other way around is what's really happening is reality is not reflecting the catastrophic predictions of their modelling. It's a big issue, it's an important issue, especially as we send ourselves broke with emissions reductions targets and the rest of it. Not seeing any discussion about it in our newspapers or in the media. Keep an eye out for it. I've got a feeling at some stage someone's going to have a look at that finding and have a decent debate about it.